Yo, what's up YouTube? This is Gatachi here. You can call me Cat for short. I'm a Masters player who pretty much claims solo queue and maybe 10% was dual queue. The other three Masters players in this video are Epic, Puma, and Reckless. They also claim the latter with just solo queue, maybe tiny bits of dual queue. In this tier list, it's going to be a little long compared to what you're used to on YouTube. It's because all four of us are just pretty much discussing each Pokemon and why they actually belong in there. Of course, there's disagreements and agreements. So if you agree or disagree with anything, go ahead and leave a comment below and let us know why you think a certain Pokemon belongs in a higher tier or lower tier. And I messed up there, but I'm going to keep it in the video. So yeah, leave a like, leave a comment, and enjoy the video.
And I guess if for those who aren't putting in their input, just mute so that way it could be clear comms, and then when you're ready to speak, unmute.
I guess we'll start off with Absol. What do you all usually think about Absol so far?
Tomorrow.
Sure, yeah. So far, I don't know. I think Absol is definitely like A tier. If used properly, she whatever Absol he's good in the right hands. But if you don't know what you're doing, I think you can fail really easy. So like maybe in high elo A tier, and then low elo maybe like a C or D tier.
See, I guess this is where we both disagree. I hate seeing an Absol on my team. I freaking hate it.
Oh really?
Yeah. Well, in the higher elos, I just hate it. I think I'm the opposite with you. I feel like Absol in the low tiers is strong, and the high tiers, like a lot of Masters players just know how to deal with it. Because the only thing wrong with Absol, in my opinion, is just that he can't really team fight, especially when it gets to late game. Everyone's kind of better than him.
Yes.
In the early game, he's a god though.
Yeah, I'd say the same, because he definitely, even though he's a speedster, he kind of plays that assassin role, and I feel like he's one of the few that does it really well. So I don't think I think the same thing in like higher levels of pro play. You don't see a lot of assassins because a lot of teams can group up and know how to deal with them. I think he runs the same situation.
Yeah, I just think his main issue is just team fighting. But if he picks you off, you're pretty much dead. But if he runs into a Lucario solo, I think he loses to Lucario. I mean, because Lucario's, strongest damn thing in the game, so it's kind of hard to say anything going against Lucario 1v1 is gonna match up to him.
Yeah, if you're going with that logic of like Masters play and like team fighting and group fighting, he's definitely like D tier. Like he's not even close. I'm thinking like solo queue, high mastery of every character. I feel like Absol's literally one of the best to, like you said, like pick somebody off as if he's like an assassin.
Yeah,
that's kind of what he is. He's like an assassin.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you know what to do against a good assassin, then he's not going to be good at all. So I agree with you there. In coordinated play, he's definitely not whatever. But in terms of kit, like he has the damage to deal with people.
Yeah, I agree. Does he do some damage? Like if he hits you in the back, it's like some sort of crit damage or something?
Yeah, he gets a percentage. But the thing is, I think Absol, like if it all in all, when it comes down to Zapdos, I would,
I'd rather have other speedsters.
Yeah,
than
I would have Absol, like I put Absol C, like very down. Like yeah, he'll pick you off. Yeah, he could do all that early, but when it comes down to late game, he's like absolutely not even irrelevant anymore, because we're all just dumpster fucking this fucking Absol, and you can't really do anything. And Absol, he's just a one-person target. Like he goes for your squishies, but then the rest of the people, I don't know. I just think Absol isn't really too well late game, but early game, yeah, he does hurt.
Yeah, he reminds me of like a Zed from like League of Legends or something. Like you wouldn't see Zed in pro play, like that.
Mammal Swine OP. What's up, Lance? Yeah, when Venusaur comes out, it'd be cool. I guess we could go on Ninetales. I think Ninetales is solid A tier. I think she just has so much CC in her kit, like just with her auto attacks, and she's able to keep herself safe, and then her Aurora Veil build is just great compared to like, I mean, it just helps with the team fights too. Like if your teammates sit in there, you're just giving them extra defenses and stuff like that. So I think she's a great Pokemon in the game.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Low elo, high elo, masters, team pro play, Zapdos situation, and everything. She's just amazing.
Yeah, I also have her as an A. I think that passive stun, passive freeze, it's too much, especially like with the right hands. Partnered up with a Snorlax.
Cramorant C tier. He's not bad actually.
It's nasty.
People have been picking him up.
Yeah, I think the thing that keeps her away from S tier is she doesn't really scale very well. She's really good early game, but she doesn't scale like better attackers.
Yeah. Like that's the only thing. Like out of attackers, she's not the best one, but she's up there. I think she's like top 3. Top 3, but like she hasn't reached that ceiling yet. She can't get past it. For sure, super great in lane. Like I think there was a game where me and Reckless had a game, and we literally I forgot what we were going against. I think we were going against another Ninetales and a Snorlax, and we kept them at, I don't know, we were able to like just dominate that lane, and we were like level 6 or 7 while they're still level 3. He was still at full picks. She's a pretty good bully in lane, paired up with the right support or tank.
Yeah, I think, especially in this game, from my experience, whoever could evolve quicker has like a really big advantage. So the fact that she could evolve
Rylac, thank you for the follow, bro. Appreciate it.
It's really insane. Like she just has such an early power spike and just takes over from there.
I guess we said all we had to say about Ninetales. What about Blissey? She's a new addition. I think she's a. I don't know if she takes over Eldegoss yet. I mean, actually, nah. I think I have to put her in A. She's pretty good, actually. The right build on her. I don't think she's terrible at all. Like, especially in team fights, she's able to like get like Helping Hand is nuts with the paired with Cinderace or Greninja or anyone like that can just do damage like that. She's pretty helpful with that, and her healing is pretty insane. I even like her ultimate. I think it's great in team fights.
Yeah, with Blissey, she just has a lot of like overloaded tools in her kit. So I know like if you go what is that, egg bomb?
Liam Big, I appreciate the follow, man. Thank you.
Kind of like knocks you back. That's like super strong for you know, for team play and stuff like that. Like you said, Helping Hand. Yeah, I think she's strong. A tier is good for her.
So I actually, for Blissey, you know, I played a lot of her. I think she's actually a B tier. The only reason, you know, Helping Hand's great and all, but the lack of damage that she puts out compared to a Wigglytuff and Eldegoss, and Mr. Mime is just fucking damaged for some reason. But Wigglytuff and Eldegoss as supports, they have actually a damage ability. But when it comes down to Blissey, you have to actually choose, like, okay, well, do I want to do Egg Bomb? Do I want to do Helping Hand? Or do I want to do, Safeguard or Soft Boil? And those aren't any attacking. Now that's why you're seeing a lot of people do Fluffy Tail with her.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
So she can have something that she can guarantee a farm.
Yeah, to help out with like the team fights and secure like Zapdos or Dreadnought.
Yeah, even after the nerfs, I think Eldegoss is still better.
Yeah.
So that I would also put her in A or B tier. Eldegoss has that knockback with his ult wherever he drops, so he's still a lot better than Blissey, where he's always gonna have a version of Egg Bomb.
Yeah, and
plus he can get.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just saying that like he's got the same like similar thing to Charizard. We can fly over terrain too, so that just even in just like any aspect that puts him into a better position and support. His healing and other moves may be knocked down, but I think he's still the better support. Like he's still being played in like tournaments and everything, and like he's still the better choice over Blissey. But yeah, I think Blissey B tier.
The best thing about Blissey, and I feel like it's a little underrated, is her ult. Say, you know, Greninja's in the back line, and I ult him. I knock up whoever is in my way to get to him. He gets a fat shield and an attack speed bonus, and attack damage and special attack damage bonus. With all that, I mean, just her ult in general, I think is amazing. But again, you have to set up and see who's in the way, and especially do it on your carries, not your tanks, because they ain't gonna be pumping out too much damage.
Yeah, I mean, hearing y'all's argument now, you're making me want to drop her to B tier. I've seen her enough, like a lot, because she's played a lot right now, right? And I feel like I like having a Blissey for sure. You know, I think I'm gonna keep her in A. If anything, if there was like an A minus or lower A tier, she'd be down in lower A. But I still want to keep her in A.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of tournaments, and I'm seeing like most of the teams that do take supports, they're taking Eldegoss over Blissey every time.
Yeah, I think because
the teams that are taking Blissey are just they're losing. Even though like the top in like Masters, one of the top players on the leaderboard is a Blissey one trick, but that person is not playing in like high level tournaments either.
Yeah, solo queue.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough of pro play, and honestly, she's been out for not even like a full week. So, I think there's gonna be things that people find.
Hey, if y'all have any input on if you disagree or anything like that, you can go to speak up in the chat. It's all cool, man. Everyone's opinion's cool allowed here, and
the other supports are outshining her for now. And once people find out, like Katash said, that her ultimate is really good, and then her passive is really good. She has a free. She cannot be stunned by anything, like on a cooldown. And I feel like that's so strong in this game, considering everybody has some form of stuns or knockups or whatever. So just the fact that I know somebody's gonna unleash some kind of combo that's gonna be really broken at some point. But until then, I agree. Like putting her B tier is probably, probably the wave.
Yeah, it's hard, but yeah, I think I'm still gonna keep her A, but low A. If there was a low A, she's down in the bottom for me.
She's worth the A tier. We just haven't found the tech yet. Like I'm waiting for somebody to go some kind of Greninja, go into the back line. She comes in, and now with the buddy barrier and everything, like she just stomps everybody because she just buffed up Greninja. He just one shots everybody.
Exactly.
Like that hasn't happened. I haven't seen that yet. So.
What about we can go to my boy Charizard. Okay, at first when he was first out. Wait, do you have something about Blissey or what, Epic? Alright, well, Charizard, I think he's in the B tier. He's not like the best Pokemon in the game. He's not the best all-arounder in the game, but he is super solid. I think he's like he's a carry killer. If he gets a Charizard, his ultimate can just get to that backline easily, and no one can. I mean, you can deal with him up in the air, but he's healing while he's doing damage in his ultimate while he's flying over you. So it's kind of hard to kill him while he's already up there. If he's behind as Charizard, yeah, you can kill him while he's in the air. It's not that hard, but I think when you're a carry player, like let's say Cramorant, all the squishies, like pretty much on any of the attackers, and you see a Charizard on the enemy team, you better hope he doesn't get ahead, or else he's just gonna murder your backline.
Yeah, I agree with that B tier play. I think he's strong enough to technically be A tier, but what I would drop him down to B tier for is the fact that I feel like he needs something to help buff him or nerf the team so he can be successful. For example, we were just talking about Blissey. If Blissey was to ult him while he's ulted, like to give him the extra damage boost, then that'll really help him out. Or like a slow poke using skulls or something like that to lower their SP, to lower their defense. You know what I'm saying? I think he needs that in order to be successful.
Reckless, Epic. You got anything to say about Charizard?
Nah, B tier. I think he's good in low elo, but kind of just there's not in terms of like all rounders. Like Garchomp's gonna knock him out of the water. So yeah, he's a good B tier. Maybe like a low tier A, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, Charizard. If he didn't have that ult, he'd be C for me. Right now he's a low B. His kit's not really too much viable. The only thing great about him is his ult. Basically being a carry killer, and then that end seismic toss if you land it is great. But for everything else, I mean, he just lacks something.
Yeah, I agree. He just lacks something. I mean, I think all the all-arounders are kind of lacking something besides Lucario. But I mean,
it's also like his moveset. Like you have to choose between like Flare Blitz and Fire Punch, and then Flamethrower, and they're all the same. Like, if you could do like Flare Blitz and Flamethrower, he would be S tier. But the fact that you have to choose one or the other means just you kind of just lose a lot of more impact.
You mean like Fire Blast and Flare Blitz? Because I think those are the two you have to choose from. I think it's Flamethrower and Fire Punch, and then the other two is Flare Blitz and Fire Blast.
Oh, right.
My Fire Blast is that big slow. They always slow.
Yes, but correct me if I'm wrong. Flare Blitz and Fire Blast don't trigger his on-hit burn. Pretty sure it's only Fire Punch and Flamethrower that do that.
Yeah, it's only those two. It's weird.
So if he had like two moves, like if both of his moves could be triggered that like on-hit burn after he autos, then he'd be S tier.
Yeah,
but it's kind of like one or the other thing.
Yeah, I think if that would be a nice buff to him if they did do that, where they added where he gives out the burn with his second ability as well, instead of just only the first one. Because I think that's what hinders him a little bit too. Because if he had the burn the whole time, then I mean he'd be a little bit stronger for sure.
If it wasn't for this last like patch where he got buffed, I would definitely put him in like lower, like C tier before that buff.
Yeah, I agree. His laning is kind of rough, so I usually jungle him anyways.
Yeah, you have to jungle with the dude.
Next up is Cramorant. I don't play much of Cramorant, but I've seen him, and I've seen him also in like some pro play, and it looks like it looks like one of the teams that's been winning some tournaments, they've been picking this guy up over Ninetales now, and they've been winning. He's I think it depends on team play, but also if it comes to like just a game without help or like no coordination, I high B for me, I guess, because I don't know. I don't hate when I see Cramorant get picked.
I think his ult is just super disturbing to deal with. It's like whenever it's like, oh, Cramorant's ulting, I have to run away from the situation because he can't be stopped and I'm gonna die. Like, it's just really annoying to deal with, and I don't think, like you said, in an uncoordinated play, it's really hard to organize with your team to be like, oh, hey, like, let's deal with this.
I think Cramorant's the best farming Pokemon though. Like, he can steal like in the early game, like his stupid Whirlpool, it's so annoying. You can't take anything from him.
So, I would compare Cramorant in terms of like ranking to Aurelion Sol. Do you know how you see a lot of tier lists always rank Aurelion Sol in like the S tier because he's got a high skill cap? I think Cramorant has the same type of deal where like his abilities are not easy to hit and land, but if he gets everything landing properly and has a good position for his ult, he outputs like a lot of damage, but he's not easy to play. So I would put him in A, but yeah, I've noticed it too, where a lot of master level teams are picking him as their attacker over Ninetales, and sometimes even over Cinderace too.
Yeah, he's just really strong right now. I mean, he's pretty strong. I just think if it's hard to, I feel like it's hard for me to put him in. Maybe he's another low A tier for me. I don't know. He's actually not bad. He's pretty good. I just haven't played him much at all. Frank, what do you think about Cramorant?
I think he's B tier. It honestly just depends. Like I said, or like you were saying, his farming game is really good. His waves and Whirlpool are annoying as hell.
Those hitboxes, dude.
Yeah, the hitbox is nuts. But his ult is the only thing. It's annoying, but then it also, he has to be left on one spot, and it kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like a letdown for me, I guess.
Yeah. It's a huge range.
It's a huge range, yeah, but you need them to actually be like close, so they don't flash out of your range. Or,
yeah.
So you know that's the only thing.
Have y'all ever been? Is it a bug? Cause there's times where I'm out of his circle and I still die to him. Have y'all ever been hit by Cramorant outside of his circle of his ult?
So getting hit by his ult, if he has that I forgot what ult or what ability it is, when he hits you, another one can bounce to you.
Is that what it is? Is that why I got hit outside of his circle?
Yeah. Yeah, if someone inside the circle gets hit with that ability, and they can bounce to you, basically.
Huh. So he's like a Ricochet from Sivir, I guess, in a way?
Yeah.
Or
like,
Misfortune?
Or Fiddlesticks' bullshit-ass fucking pros back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you guys say. Like, usually stationary ADCs are usually like the worst, but at the same time, if they're well protected, they can be the best. They're like a sitting turret that is just like super unstoppable. So in this game, I feel like it's not likely like a Kog'Maw just sitting there shooting at you where you have to get through a Braum or something. This is like you have so much less resources to deal with a turret kind of character. So if the Cramorant was smart and didn't just ult in the middle of the field, if he was smart and let's say he was in the bush so you can't even see where he is and he's just shooting you, then that's a whole different story because it's not like you can just target him. So there's a lot of ways that like that he can be successful, and there's a lot of ways that the team can really help him. So I think he has the tools to literally, like what Epic said, he had, like Aurelion Sol, he has the tools to be S tier, but most people are not going to perform or think that well. So he's in B tier just based off performance.
All right, we're moving on to the old god himself, the Cinderace. I know a lot of people have been moving to Greninja over Cinderace ever since Cinderace got nerfed. But I played a lot of Cinderace, and I still think he's super strong. I don't think he's weak at all. I think he's still like, well, he's up there. He's top 2. Like, I don't know. It's hard to compare who's better, but I think right now Greninja has the edge a bit because, like you said earlier, Puma, Greninja is kind of just there. So I think I put Cinderace up in the high A tier. I don't think I can throw him in the S tier because he's not that OP anymore, but he is still a really strong carry. No one really does the job he does. Like, he's the only, what is it, attack-based type of AD carry in the game. Mainly, like, he feels like an actual AD carry. Greninja feels like more of an assassin type carry. So yeah, I think I gotta leave Cinderace up in the high A tier.
Yeah, I feel like those nerfs hit him really hard. So I feel like his presence, like in the early game and mid game, are a lot less compared to how he is late game. Late game, I feel like it's exactly the same. Like, he's still broken, but it's harder to get there. So I would say more of like on the lower A tier or high B tier for me.
Reckless, Epic, you got anything to say about Cinderace?
Nope, I agree. I think he stays here. That level 1 through 6 is rough, but once he gets up there, he becomes a little bit. He can actually play the game.
Yeah, I think laning Cinderace is not great anymore because the nerfs. You have to jungle him, like, just to get him to where he needs to be.
Right, but if you are jungling Cinderace, there's a lot of better choices. So it's, if there were bans in this game, I think he'd be viable because, like,
Greninja would probably be gone.
Greninja would get banned. Zorora might get banned. Same thing with like a Lucario. But right now, I think he's A tier. Maybe even like a lower A tier.
Yeah, it's also like I noticed most of my games, it's not even about the skill. It's more about
yeah, I like those little
right?
emotes.
So if I'm not there to really control the early game, for whatever reason, people want to surrender. I don't even know why there's a surrender feature in this game if the game's only 10 minutes. But people want to surrender, people give up, people stay in the base. And I'm like, dang, yo, like, this is all for Zapdos, so we need to keep playing. Even in Masters, I dealt with this. It's crazy. I had AFKs 3 games in a row. Off the scene could back me up there.
Liam, I know that Pokemon. It's Wormadam,
yeah,
dude.
So I feel like Cinderace, before the nerf, was good early, mid, late. He was just a good period. S tier, regardless. So I was able to control all of the game and control my teammates' mentals because we're doing good. But now, if I'm not doing good early with that character, people want to quit. It's like, oh, you lost tier 1 tower immediately. It's not even a bad thing.
No, it's
like,
not at all.
It's not. Sometimes I prefer it because now we get more jungle camps in our shit. So,
yeah, I get more XP.
But the common person doesn't see that. And so because I'm playing Cinderace, now they want to AFK, which automatically means, like, if I would have picked someone better who had a better early game, they, you know, like, they might have stayed. So mental is really a huge part of this game. I guess, like most MOBAs. Yeah,
for sure. Like, I don't know. I think people quit way too fast in this game. Like, because you can always win. Like, every game is winnable. Especially with that Zapdos on the map, the game is always winnable. You should never quit. I'll never agree to just quit. I'll leave after we lose Zapdos and they score about 300 points on me. Then I'm like, all right, I'm done. Like, we lost. But before Zapdos, I'm not leaving the game. Heck no. I don't quit at all. What do y'all think of the Crustle? I think right now he's not better than Snorlax and not better than Slowbro. I don't think he's C tier, but maybe low B tier. It also depends on the kind of Crustle you're gonna get because I don't think Rock Tomb's that bad. Rock Tomb X Scissor, I don't think it's terrible. I don't think there is some people using Stealth Rock, but I don't fear Stealth Rock at all when I see Crustle. Like, I don't feel a Stealth Rock Crustle. I fear an X Scissor Crustle because if he knocks me into any walls or anything, I hate it. He does so much damage as a little tank. And then going with Shell Smash. He can be really annoying with Shell Smash for sure. He's just a little scoring machine pretty much. But some Crystals know how to work it. I've seen it in Masters where they know how to work it where they're able to do that shell smash scoring type of cheese, but also be relevant in the team. And there's most of them where they're just out there and they're not helping you out at all. It's basically a 4v5. So I think I'll keep them low B.
All right, y'all gonna think I'm crazy for this, because I totally agree with you, Charizard. So the ones I've also seen in Masters, I actually made a video about this today. It just got done rendering. I'm gonna put it out. But for some of those Master Crustles, they really know what they're doing with those cheeky scores. But it's not just the scoring, because they would take Ao's cookie with the scoring room. I forgot the name of it off the top of my head, but they would take both of those, so every time they score, they get plus 100 HP. Unless they put 20 points into that item, into Ao's cookie, every time you score, you get plus 200, and I think like 50 HP or something like that, or plus 200. So
that's why they're so tanky.
Right. So every time you score, you're getting plus 200 HP, plus 200 HP. So you can score every time you kill a monkey. So they would kill a monkey, go score, nobody could stop them, run away. And so they would do that about 20 times, 20 to 30 times in one game. So they would get whatever 20 times 200 is. Like they would get that much HP, so by the time Zapdos spawns, they could do whatever they want in the team.
Yeah, because it's so hard to kill them at the end of the game.
Right, so just because of that, I would honestly put that S tier just because of that strategy. But otherwise, yeah, like his kit, like he could be C or B. This is like abusing glitches or abusing the game, really.
With Ao's cookie, I know you only can stack it for 6. So basically, anything that you have to score, you're gonna stack for 6. So say that weight one for the attackers and the what is it, specs, the SP attack specs. Every time you score, they only can stack to 6. So if you score 6 times, that's the max. So it's giving you 200 health. So 200 times 6, you'll have 1,200. Especially with the special attacks, if you get 20 with 6 scores, that's 120 by the time. It's good, but I think those item tiers for those are like, it's hard. But with Crustle, I believe Crustle is, and he is a B tier. And you are right, man. Masters, depending on who it is, Crustle's a bit.
Yeah, it depends on who it is.
There's a Crustle that can be bitches, and actually smart Crustles that go actually to the back line and push them towards the team. And there's Crustles that just want to be B tier and just look, I'm going to go score, and I'll join you guys whenever I feel like we should fight. And that's the only thing that actually pushes Crustle down a lot of the times.
Yeah.
If you do see a master fucking Crustle, I mean, A tier would probably be it for that. But overall, him having his kit and everything, I think it would just be a big.
Oh, I know this is a different topic. Also, what do y'all think? I feel like what this company should do is if you master, they should do a mastery on a Pokemon. And if you get to that certain mastery, they should give you the shiny version of that Pokemon.
That's dope.
Be good.
Make a subreddit, bro.
Make the subreddit. Take it out to that company. Let them know, hey, give us masteries for each of these Pokemon. It'll make people want to grind your game even more.
Yeah, that would be dope. I agree with that. So with Crustle, I feel like with the Snorlax nerf and the Slowbro kind of nerf to Surf, I feel like he's one of the best tanks. Even though like what Snorlax and Slowbro can do is just OP, especially in a pro play or a coordinated team. You would pick them overall, but in solo queue, I don't know. Like I usually main
right,
Snorlax,
Liam.
like if I have to play.
It wouldn't be a bad idea to get shiny versions.
I'll just play tank Snorlax.
Charizard's my favorite Pokemon,
so weak because they nerf every good part.
I'd be grinding Charizard to get that shiny Charizard.
Same thing with Slowbro. So it's like
Probably not in rank though. I wouldn't grind him in rank.
But some people
I just play a lot of Lucario and
up is.
Greninja.
So I feel like
I play everything pretty much, kinda.
For the most part, compared to those other two. But like you guys said, it's also like it's either the smart Crustle or the bad one.
Yeah, even in Masters, dude, it's still you're gonna get one of the two.
Man. Like there's no in between.
And if you see an Ultra Crustle, forget it. I lost.
All hope is gone. She ain't happening.
Alright, going on to Eldegoss. Like they said earlier, or like Epic was talking about earlier, and we were all saying it a little bit while we are talking about Blissey. I still think she's she, whatever. Eldegoss still the better support. I put her in the higher A tiers. I don't think she's an S. She was an S before the nerfs. Now she's just a really high A tier for me. But for sure, probably the best support in the game right now still. I just her whole kit with the shielding, and I still think it's still the shield, and I always run Leaf Tornado. That was the way I always run her. I never really run Cotton Spore so much. I mean, I know it's pretty good too. I mean, both of those moves are pretty good, but I love the Leaf Tornado. I love giving my team that movement speed buff to catch up or go score or get out. I just love Leaf Tornado over the other one, but yeah, for sure, I think she is a high A tier.
S tier all the way. Out of what? There's 4 supports in the game. It's like 4 or 5, or no, 3 or 4. Yeah, Eldegoss is still the better. Yeah, Eldegoss is still S tier. It's still being played all at the highest levels of play. He's still up there. The healing, the knockback, the able to fly over terrain, plus with a fully upgraded battle barrier or whatever it's called. Like that is very, very potent.
Yeah, I really think Eldegoss like depends on where you're playing him. In terms of like, are you playing in Masters solo queue? Are you playing in coordinated play? Are you playing in Bronze? Like if you're playing Eldegoss in Bronze, I'm not sure how well you can do. Like you probably carry him, but
yeah, I think I've carried a lot of games. Like when I was climbing up lower, beginner, all the way to like, I think I played Eldegoss to like veteran or expert. I was able to like solo carry games with just Eldegoss, and I'd be like the most damage. I was like, what? How? But yeah, that was pre-nerf Eldegoss.
Eldegoss does damage. Don't expect it.
Yeah, I think he's A tier as well. But in pro play, coordinated play, he might coordinated play. He might be S tier. Just because he was probably like the go-to healer and all that, everything that Epic just said.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think in general, I think she's an A. Everything does depend on team. Like if you don't have a tank, well, she's kind of not up there anymore, because I mean everyone's gonna get smashed, so it does, you do have to have something that goes with it, and depending on how the player prefers Leaf Tornado or what was it, that Cotton Puff or Puff, whatever the hell it is,
Cotton Spore, I think.
No, I think Cotton Spore is the
the second one on the second ability.
Yeah, it's matched up with the shield one that gives you health. But I mean, she is very viable with all her heals, and like Epic was saying, the terrain, the pushback. But like I said, it does depend on what kind of team you have. Because I've done Eldegoss in master levels too, and we've done it with a Lucario or a Machamp, and everyone else is just carries, and she cannot do anything else. What's you mean?
It's because it's kind of hard for her to protect everybody, but she does give a full
Yeah.
shield to everybody. But it's just like it's hard to stay on one because everyone. Yeah, I don't know. It also depends because in Masters, even in Masters, like team fights can get chaotic too. It's like everyone's everywhere. I'm like, what is everyone doing?
Yep.
I forgot to mention this earlier. But when I was doing my climb with Eldegoss, it was somewhere in Ultra. It's like we like to communicate like how well people can do in team fights and stuff like that. But I immediately had to drop her because no matter what we discuss and how good somebody's kit is in lane or team fights, the only thing that matters is Zapdos. Honestly, like there's so many games where people still want to do Zapdos when we're ahead.
Oh my god!
Or we have to steal it when the enemy is doing it, like because they're just gonna do it regardless. So now you have to be in the position to steal it. So whether I heal my teammate or not, they might not be in the mindset of trying to steal it. And so I couldn't do that as Eldegoss. So that's why I had to drop him. So if that was the case of stealing Zapdos, I wouldn't put him in A tier. So I want to say that earlier too. Like some of these things should be considered like, oh, if they're a Zapdos stealing machine, they should put like higher on the list.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's still an issue. Oh my god, even in Masters, I'm like, we're ahead. Let's just defend Zapdos. That's all we gotta do. And you always have that one teammate who still wants to just attack Zapdos. Like, well, why? Why do you want to do it? You're gonna throw it. You're giving them a 50-50 chance to win the game now. Like when you have like a higher percentage chance not doing Zapdos and you're just defending Zapdos to just keep team fighting them and win because you're ahead already. Why do Zapdos? Just keep killing them. You're gonna win. They're plus the death timers get crazy long, so like it's hard for them to win if you just beat them over and over again. That's just always a topic I think with freaking Zapdos. Like I don't know why. If you're ahead, don't do it. Just don't do it. Just defend it.
Literally, if everyone could like go on that wave and understand that, then I think we can move on with this tier list properly. But man, I'm telling you, I had to pick a whole different character just because I'm like, I need to make sure I could steal Zapdos.
Yes, same.
Not even taking eject button and going Fluffy Tail just to steal Zapdos. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. All right, on to the next all-arounder. He's Garchomp. He was pretty weak before his buff. I think now he's a little bit better, but it's still rough in lane. You have to kind of cheese in lane to get to your levels. Cause I still don't think Garchomp's the greatest. I still think he's like a low beer tier, like around where Charizard's at. Just because even as Garchomp, I'm not even scared of Garchomp with the characters that I play. Like if I see a Garchomp, I'm like, oh, okay, he's not. If he ults me, I'm still gonna kill him. I don't really care. And in lane, if I'm gonna lane against Garchomp, I make sure he's not leveling at all. Like he's gonna be super late to get to Garchomp. Even like me and Reckless, like when we duo, when we're in laning against Garchomp, that guy's not turning into a Gabite or a Garchomp anytime soon. He's staying Gibble for a good while. So yeah, I think I have him in B tier. Even if he gets ahead, yeah, he's pretty scary. I mean, every Pokemon's kind of scary when they're ahead, right? But when he's evened out with everybody, I just still don't think he's that much stronger than the rest of the cast.
I think Garchomp, yeah, he's a B, but oh my god, Garchomp's damage is ridiculous. He almost reminds me of like Zed's passive.
The lower they are, the more damage.
Yeah, the lower they are, the more damage, and he has Warwick's. When you smell the blood, your attack speed goes higher.
I think it's his 5 stacks. He gets attack speed, and then he heals as well. I think a little bit. He gets a little lifesteal.
They're doing better for buffing him, especially with his passive with rough skin or whatever he has.
He just needs a little bit more.
Yeah, and it's a pain in the ass. His ult's a pain in the ass too. Like fuck that. Pop you up every fucking.
He's basically Riven.
3-4 hits. That's a pain in the ass. And then he has Earthquake, or depending on what you get, Earthquake will pop you up too. With Dragon Rush, I mean, his kit is great, they just need buff maybe his attack or give him something.
Just to get him there is what you need to do.
Yeah, yeah. But other than that, like late game, he's pretty fucking scary. At least to the carries, man. Because I mean, he gets to the back line, and fucking carries are dead. And like I said, if you have CC control on a Garchomp, then yeah, Garchomp is really nothing. After his ult, he really isn't anything.
Yeah, I totally agree with all that too. I think he's B. If anything, I'll put him like kind of C tier because like what you guys said, he has issues leveling up, and like I said in the beginning of the video, evolving I feel like means everything. The earlier you could evolve, like Ninetales evolves level 4, that's broken. Crustle level 4, broken. So like, just because he takes so long to evolve into the next form, it just feels like he loses every early game unless you jungle. And the only thing that would make him viable in the B tier right now, in my opinion, is that newfound glitch that people are abusing. It's like an insect. Like, you know, you Dragon Rush in and then kick them all the way back and they fly backward. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I've seen that actually. It's pretty sick. It's like an insect play.
Yeah, and Flash is on a really low cooldown in this game. So even though they just nerfed it, it's still really low. Like, so you can, if you know how to pull that off consistently, you could pull that off multiple times every single game.
I actually practiced it a little bit. It's fun to do when you get it down. It takes a little bit though, but once you get there, it's like it starts getting easier once you kind of know how to get it down. But at first I was confused. I was just spamming. I was like, what the heck do I do? How do I get it? But finally got it down, and I haven't perfected it yet though, so that's why I'm still not running Garchomp.
Yeah, if you do it and miss, you just look dumb.
Yeah, you're just stuck.
Yeah, I would put him in C tier because he's so many better picks. Like, I have a Garchomp on my team. I'm not enthused at all. I'm like, why Garchomp when you just pick anybody else?
You know what? I agree. I had to put him in C tier. I think he belongs there. I mean, he's not D or F, you know, so it's still not bad. I feel like I said, that's why I only put A, B, and C. Up to C is just because I don't think anyone's that terrible. Like, everyone's still viable. It's just there's, of course, stronger picks. We have Gardevoir. Okay, early game, trash, right? Routes is terrible. Her ultimate though, when she gets that, it's pretty nuts. I think in Masters play, from what Reckless and I have done to her routes, we're like level 9 and there's still a routes. I think I have to put her in B tier. If she could level up faster, A, because if she can get to Gardevoir, she's pretty strong. Even Curlia is not that bad either, but as a routes, it's pretty rough. So I think a little bit under Charizard. Yeah, I put him like mid B tier for Gardevoir for me. But Reckless might have something else to say because he's a Gardevoir player, and so will Epic.
Oh, yeah. So like Gardevoir, I honestly would put her as an A, but it does suck trying to get to level 6. But after you get to level 6, you got Future Sight and Side Shock, which do heavy damage to Dreadnought and Rotom. I mean, and even the players themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I know you've stolen so many things.
Yeah, the damage is ridiculous. And just getting an ult for Zapdos, you get a 3-man, 4-man ult, and with the Side Shock, it hurts so much. And especially if you put the energy amplifier after you ult and do your Side Shock, that's like, depending on how strong you have your energy amplifier, that's a lot of damage, man. And I think in general, like her kit is amazing with Moon Blast with that stun, or if you go Psychic, it's just so many tools you can do. The only thing that does suck for her is the leveling, and you gotta time your Moonblast, because if you use your Moonblast and it doesn't hit anyone, well, Greninja or Talonflame or Absol on your ass, you're dead. Like, you can't do nothing about it. But yeah, she's an A to me because of how much power and how much damage she dishes out, especially for Dreadnought and Zapdos. And depending on the player, they don't want to get hit by Side Shock, so they're gonna back the hell up.
Yeah, I agree. Man, I mean, dueling with you, and I've seen it. Like, you've stolen so many things with Gardevoir. But the same way is like when we go against routes, we murder them and we don't even let them evolve. Even before the first Dreadnought, they're still routes. It sucks for them, but like we punish the lane super hard when we see a routes. Like when I see one, I'm just ready to just not let her evolve ever. Epic, what about you? I know you play Gardevoir.
Gardevoir is S tier, and you can't convince me.
Oh my god, he's trolling Puma.
Listen.
Who brought this man in?
Yeah, I don't know who brought this man in. That wasn't my idea.
No. Listen. So yeah, So you guys do compare Gardevoir to
Anivia?
Garchomp a little bit.
Well, I was saying like an Anivia, you know, early game. Well, actually, Olivia's early game now isn't that bad, so never mind.
It's not. But when 6 is not, even when you're laning, if you have a like sending Gardevoir top is probably the best way, because top is one of the more safer picks because everyone wants to be bottom for Dreadnought. But once you get to 6, you're a different champion. Or a different Pokemon. You get Psyshock, which does a crazy amount of damage. Gardevoir does most damage of all the special attackers. And the playmaking on her ult is it's just too much. The zone is way bigger than an Ori on a Shockwave. It pulls people in where they can't flash out of it unless they preemptively see Gardevoir charging the ult. And the Moonblast capability, the stun is longer depending on how far she throws it. So she has plenty of zone. She has the damage from Psyshock is just broken. Whoever designed this Pokemon is broken. But this is when you can't compare like late 6'10" Pokemon. Gardevoir is way better than Garchomp, and then just so much playmaking, and then the highest special attack Pokemon out of all of them. Yeah, Gardevoir is S tier. There's no. If anything, I'll put her at a higher A tier, but just her kit and what she can do, especially when all games come down to Zapdos. And Zapdos, everyone wants to be at least 12 to 14. Just the damage that she can output and how many steals she can do from a far range as well is just, she is good for solo queue and good for playmaking, or good for team fighting. I've also seen Gardevoir in lots of on the Masters leaderboard. A lot like Gardevoir is up there in terms of like people that play like attackers.
Okay, I don't down you for that. Like, I think the point of what Katashi and Reckless were saying was that her kit is fine, but her early game, she's probably the worst early game character in the game, and that's fine. I was gonna ask, what do you guys think? Like, what if she was jungling? What do you guys think about that?
Actually, people are starting to try that just to get her early game issues out of the way. Because I know laning, if a good player is laning against routes, and if you don't have the right support around you or tank to help you, good luck. Because like I said, me and Reckless, every time we see one, we're just not letting her evolve. She's gonna be screwed. We zone them out so hard. But
same with me. Whenever I jungle and pick Zorora, I literally focus her because I know I can secure Dreadnought every single game.
Yeah.
In fact, in the game. But like Epic said, her late game shouldn't be ignored because especially with Zapdos.
Yeah, not at all.
I don't know. It's rough.
I haven't
So,
tried. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I still haven't tried. Oh shoot! Thanks for the sub, Marcus. I haven't tried Gardevoir jungle. Well, I haven't even bought her yet, so I wouldn't know. But I've seen videos of her already, and people are actually starting to do it. Even in competitive play, I've seen people picking her as a jungler.
Yeah, I mean that's the only reason she's not staying as a B, for me, because she does do so much damn damage. It's so annoying.
Seeing what Reckless does with her is making me want to put her in A.
Yeah, and it's just depends on, like I said, it just depends on what support you do have top. Because I mean, I've 1v1 as routes.
Yeah,
Snorlax
I've seen
or
it.
a Lucario, and it honestly just depends on.
If you're being Lucario, that Lucario's trash. All right, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm not
I
gonna
mean, yeah, I'm saying so. If it just depends, like it honestly depends on the players and what's going on.
Yeah.
With your leveling. Because being topside, yeah, you have that safe security. And you don't gotta worry about getting jumped so much at bottom, because bottom tends to get ganked a lot more, especially because Dreadnought will be coming up and stuff. So having a routes bottom would be a bad decision.
And even me and Reckless have thought of a little thing for routes. Like, say he does get a little behind, I just tell him, like, if say we're top together, or if I'm jungling and he's top, I just say, hey, stay up there, get your level 6, man. Don't worry about Dreadnought. Like, we'll hold him off till you get 6, and you just come down when you hit it. Because I think getting that XP on her is a big factor. Like, you cannot... Like, when we see the routes, stay routes when we're going against one, and they rotate to Dreadnought, we're like, well, we win this team fight. What are you doing here? It's still a 4v5, so if you're a routes, might as well just stay up there and farm till you get your level 6. Like, there's no point in coming as routes, because it's still a 4v5. You're just putting yourself even further behind, coming down.
Yeah,
especially having it timed. A lot of the times, when Dreadnought does come and I'm behind, I'm like maybe 5. I'm level 5, but halfway. So all you gotta do is just take out the crab, maybe a palm and then another crab, while going down.
Reckless always speeding.
So I mean, I don't know. I think Gardevoir, based on your play skills and you playing as her, really does determine the tier. A lot of times.
Yeah, I agree. Did you have something to say about her, Puma?
Yeah, I guess maybe not just her, but I guess this is somewhat irrelevant, but I was thinking about certain strategies, like to kind of help these kind of characters. And so I was thinking, like, this isn't like League where you need Smite to jungle and experiences is based around Smite. This game, you can literally rotate out characters. So if somebody took your jungle, you can easily go to the lane and have the same performance. This is kind of the same. So I was thinking, like, if you did start off with a jungler and he did his first clear of buffs and crabs, eventually when you do gank the routes, maybe she can switch into the jungle, and then the jungler could lane for them now that he has like the first round of strong clear and he's like a level up. Like a strategy like that, I don't think has really been implemented in high elo yet. It's not really a thing, and you have no communication with these people to actually do that. But I was thinking, if I was playing on a coordinated team, that's the thing I would do to make sure the routes would get ahead, or a character like that can stay up to date.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought too. Especially if you have like a Cinder race, like top lane or bot lane, switch with them, and you already go 6, and you're already at Dreadnought, while the Cinder race can go farm your jungle now. It's just, yeah, I've thought of the same thing before. Like,
yeah, I think that would be wise.
Really, yeah.
We need to get a 5-stack going so we can practice these strats.
Let's do it, bro. Then we could put her in S tier, just like Epic One.
All right. This is a guy who's watching, one of my buddies. This is his main. He loves Gengar. And Gengar, I'm sorry, I'm putting you in the C with Absol. I don't think he's that good, Marcus. All right, and especially in Masters, they know what they're doing against Gengar, and I'm not scared of. I remember when the game first came out, I was scared of Gengar. Now I am not scared of Gengar. Like, I don't fear him at all.
That nerf hurt him bad.
I agree so much. I was the advocate of ban Gengar, ban Gengar, ban Gengar, but we've seen him so many times. Now it's just I kind of hope they pick it because now we can just counter it so easy.
Yeah, Gengar's a C to me too. I mean, once you dodge his Hex, he's basically nothing.
Yeah, by far, I think probably the worst character in the game this patch.
We should put a, yeah, I think his icon should just be a trash.
Oh my god.
Just like Marcus.
Bro. Oh my god, I like this. But yeah, C tier, worse than Absol. What's next?
Greninja S tier. He's just the best attacker in the game right now.
No debate.
Yeah.
Don't even want to discuss it. That's it.
Yeah, no,
Best attacker in lane, best jungler in the game. Just he's the best attacker in the game. It's too good, especially with Surf.
Doesn't matter what moves you take. Honestly, he's S tier in every move he takes. Honestly.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't like double team that much, but if you do know, he has like, you know how Cinderace has a feint. You can actually dodge moves with the double team if you time it properly. You have an invulnerability.
yeah, he's a S tier as well. I just don't like his damn ult. If you ever notice, everyone else, if you ult as Greninja, but you ult as everyone else doesn't get hit as while you're doing your ult. Greninja gets hit when you're doing the damn ult. So you charging in to do your ult, you're getting hit. Like, that's the only thing that's annoying. You can still get stunned. You can still get everything in your face. And when you land, you just get more to the face. Like, it's just, I think that's annoying. But other than that, he's still an S to me.
Yeah, just throw Buddy Barrier on him. You're good.
Yeah.
Best character in the game, by far.
Best item in the game. Alright, we already know Greninja. Now we're at Lucario. He's my boy. I have him in S as well. This guy is too strong everywhere as well.
Yeah, he's an S tier too, man.
S, I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, that one,
Yeah.
that power up punch, man. Power up punch secures so many things. Oh,
Me, Reckless, and I have been.
He's kind of.
Go ahead, Epic.
Doesn't he have something that is very similar to Yon, where he can go back to his original spot?
Yeah, it's his Bone Rush. He'll land wherever his bone's
Right.
at.
Yeah.
I've juked so many people with that
Going
thing.
in, bone rushing, and then going into the back line, killing the back, or at least like hurrying the back line, and then going back right before he, like right back to like zone to go pick up fruit or something. Especially if he's prepping for like a Dreadnought fight. Yeah, that's a menace.
Yeah, best all-arounder in the game. Probably like the best Pokemon in the game, I think, maybe. But Greninja's up there with them, but
Yeah.
freaking that power punch. Like I was trying to say, Reckless and I have found a little duo strat. We run Wiggly with Lucario in the lane, and good luck.
Oh man.
I don't know, like even when we get ganked, because we're like pressuring the hell out of the lanes, like we still kill the jungler too. It's Wiggly. We just get Wiggly up with power punch. It's GG. We got Machamp. I think he's the second best all-arounder in the game. I don't think he's a B tier. I think he's probably a low A. He's somewhere in the A tier.
Yeah, he's an A tier. His kit's really good. After the nerf, if he wasn't nerfed, he would be an S. But him getting nerfed, his cross chop got a little nerfed.
Even running close combat's not that bad either.
Yeah, close combat's not bad. His ult is really scary when it lands.
It's basically Olaf running at you, dude, but he has a freaking powerful ending to that ult.
Oh my god, it's like close combat slaps, and then you get a freaking uppercut to the nutsack. Depending on what he does. And if he punches you into a wall, dude, that's just, oh my god. That's annoying.
Yeah, I think his submission is a great enough of a play just to really turn any team fight or get any pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, his kit I think is fine, and he's a little niche, honestly. Like, I think there's some things that can counter him, but there's some things that he's really good against. So if there's ever a pick or like some kind of draft phase or pick and ban phase, I think that's where he will shine, whether you should pick him or not.
Yeah, I mean, if Lucario's gone, I'd pick Machamp. Epic, you have anything about a Machamp?
I think he's solid A. I don't think his kit isn't good, but when paired with the right laners, he's an S. So I think he's a good S. I mean, a good A.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think his laning's not terrible. He's a pretty good jungler as well. He's pretty good in team fights too. He's not terrible. He can also be a little annoying, kind of like Presso, and run around and just go score for free if he wants. Yeah, for sure. I think Machamp's solid A tier. Mr. Mime. It depends on who's playing him, I think. I've seen some really good ones. Actually, in Masters, you see quite a few good ones.
I put him at C. It depends. It honestly depends on the player. He's not scary when it comes to Zapdos.
I think out of the supports, he does the most damage though.
Yeah, he does the damage, but other than that, it's just if you can't land your stun with fucking barrier or into a wall, he's kind of useless.
Yeah, you have to get pretty decent with him. I put him at a mid B tier for me.
His ult is pretty good too. It's just not. It's not wow. You know, it's not game changing. That's the only reason he won't go to B for me. And yeah, Mr. Mime is a skill based fucking Pokemon, and I don't know. I just feel like depending on the player, that's where he could be.
Yeah, I think that's him. I think personally his kit is too strong. Let's say if used perfectly, like if you were able to hit every wall, every stun, the damage on that shit is too high. It stuns. You could put up 2 walls. Like that's broken to me. I think that's S tier worthy, but most people don't have that control playing on
Controllers
or Joy-Cons. Like it's so hard to pull off. But if you are able to pull it off perfectly, you can control so many situations.
Imagine playing Mr. Mime on a computer. He'd be S tier. He'd be S tier. Like he would be someone that we want to fucking nerf, ban the shit out
yeah.
right now.
Right.
Yo, take out the blue stack, guys. Take out the blue stack.
Yeah, for me, I still put him at a B, but like even in Masters, you'll see some really good ones, and they're freaking annoying, man. I hate them sometimes.
The one that's annoying is fucking when they go Mr. Mime and Snorlax. Like,
yeah,
I just flashed this fucking wall.
Because
I gotta go through this block.
Have you? There's a game where there's a Mime. He put up his wall. He stunned me, and then the Snorlax heavy slams me, and then he's wall stunning me into Mr. Mime's wall, and I was stuck the whole time. I was like, "What is this combo?"
Yo, that's so troll.
Dude, it was annoying.
I hate that shit. Dude.
You're like insta CC, like you're just locked down the whole time. All right, what about Pikachu? I have him in. I think he's the worst attacker in the game.
Yes, bitch. I was about to say he's a fucking C.
High C. His early game, great. But after early game, when you're around the Dreadnought time or whatever, I feel like everyone's kind of better than him. His late game is non-existent. His ultimate's a little lackluster. I don't like when I have a Pikachu on me. I mean, there's some good Pikachus. Don't get me wrong. There are some good ones in Masters for sure, but I don't know. When I see one, I just feel like they don't do as much as other attackers could be doing.
Yeah, maybe if you evolve to fucking Raichu or Raichu, you can fucking actually do something. But I don't know. I just feel like he's not he's not viable.
He kind of runs the same thing as like Absol, you know, like early game, great. Late game, meh.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, agreed. No other comments to add. I find him super annoying early, but whenever he ults, like, you kind of just want to laugh at it.
Yeah, you just sit down, dude, take a shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just fighting in his damn ult. Like, it's like, okay. Only times I'm scared is when I'm like maybe like one bar and this bitch comes in with an ult. I'm like, oh, just calm down, man. Just take it easy.
Yo, now that I think about it, I know we already discussed Gengar, and you said you weren't gonna do any D tiers, but I was like just looking at this. Maybe we do need a D tier for Absol and Gengar.
Yeah, because I think having those two next to Pikachu and Garchomp is kind of unfair because they're not there near them, I guess.
Yeah, now that I'm looking at it, it's not even close, bro. Like, I would always prefer Garchomp over any of those.
You know what? Add row below. There we go. D tier, because we gotta throw those two down there.
Yeah.
Never pick tier. Shit tier.
Never pick tier. Yeah. Don't put that on my team.
That's right.
Oh,
yeah,
get shit out of here.
That feels so much better now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Epic, did you have anything for Pikachu or not?
It's so hard to see Pikachu like that, but yeah. If I see a Pikachu on my team, I'm like, alright, when can I surrender?
Yeah, especially
what's early? Like 3 minutes? Alright, cool. I only play this game for 3 minutes.
You know what
it sucks too, because me and Charizard are just like, alright, there's a Pikachu. So we're gonna have to go either fucking Ninetales or fucking Gardevoir to do something with this Pikachu's attack. We need to get more.
Yeah, every time we
ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah, we see a Pikachu, we're like, alright, we need to add some more damage. Let's add Ninetales, or let's add Gardevoir, let's add any of the other attackers. Try to help this guy out.
Yeah, I think when you see Pikachu picked, you're just like, alright, let's hope they all are League players and we can make them want to mentally quit.
Early game, yeah.
Just hope they have bad mental. Because yeah, Pikachu 1 through 5, levels 1 through 5, chef's kiss. Anything else is just like, why are you playing this game?
Yeah, and like in the low level, I understand. Like in the low levels, he's great. Even in the low tiers, I understand, because you're low tier, you're not knowing what the hell you're actually doing. So Pikachu could actually flourish down there. But Masters level, nah, Pikachu can't do nothing.
Yeah, weakest attacker in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, play it in beginner, don't play anywhere else.
That's what it's for, just for beginner. The Slowbro himself, I think he is a solid low A tier. Yeah, I think solid. I think all his moves are pretty well, except for Scald. If you run Scald on Slowbro, I hate you. But if you run Surf, thank you. You're great. I love you. Even with the nerf, he's still pretty strong with Surf. Amnesia's pretty good because you can like ignore damage for a couple seconds, and it's like, am I really doing anything to this Slowbro? Even the telekinesis is basically like a lockdown plus a blitz pull in a way, because you can pull them right back into you. I think Slowbro's solid A tier. He's a really good defender.
Doing the same thing.
Puma, Epic, you got anything on Slowbro?
It's rough because those nerfs did hit Surf pretty hard, and I feel like a lot of his damage, or the fact that he's able to defend with or be the most annoying, is with that surf. I know telekinesis is good, but if you miss it, like I said, we're playing on Joy-Cons here, so if you miss your skill shot, what else are you gonna do besides just sit there and take damage? I feel like out of all the other tanks, he takes the least amount of damage, or it doesn't feel as good as when you're playing Crustle or Snorlax and you're really tanking.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I have to agree, because even it with the nerfs, having one move with CC, having another move with CC, and then an ultimate with CC, it's just too much CC. So yeah, he's really good.
Especially that fucking fat shield he gets with his old dude. That
Without
buddy barrier, yeah.
Oh, God.
Without, it's just annoying, and then him having buddy barrier, that's just.
And then after that Unite move, he has that moving speed, so he's chasing you down and surfs you, and
I'm just like, all right, take it easy. I'm a virgin at this.
Yeah, it's bad. Like I tried Skulls after the buff, and it's just not like it's just not up to par, dude. Like, so yeah, it's like you have to go surf, but the surf effects aren't as good as they used to be. I think he's still A tier. It's weird seeing Crustle below him though, because Crustle is statistically technically better right now. But in coordinated play, I would rather a Slowbro than a Crustle. So I don't know. I'll leave that to you guys.
It's hard. Yeah, I think I'm seeing what you're saying, but I don't know. I think yeah, it's hard. I mean, I never mind seeing any one of those two getting picked when I'm playing rank. Like, if I see them, then cool. I'm down. Now to the big boss man himself. I still think Snorlax is an S tier even with the nerfs. Like, his block is still good. Even though it's down a couple seconds, it still feels like it's up forever. His heavy slam still hits like a truck. I've actually seen some flail yawn Snorlaxes, and they're just like one-shotting people in a way. That's pretty nuts, but I still think, like, for sure heavy for a team play, heavy slam block, right? And I still think he's still super strong in his kit. Even with his nerf on his ult, I still see Snorlax heal all the way to 100%. I'm like, what? Is there really a nerf? Is this a bug?
Yeah, no, he's so stupid still. Like, they didn't nerf anything about how his combo functions. It's just some numbers, like, and it's still too much.
Yeah.
What they really need to do, if they want to nerf him, is put Munchlax. Make Munchlax, and then have him evolve into Snorlax. Like, because Snorlax, it feels like Snorlax.
He falls into the same boat as Lucario, right? Where they're both already fully evolved and they're strong.
Yeah, and it's just it's so much. It's so much CC or so much damage he's doing in his clear. Like, if you see a Snorlax in your lane, you're just like, oh fuck. All right, I'm gonna have to fucking get ready for this body slam he's gonna hit me with. His
tackle still does a lot of damage too.
Yeah, tackle hands down, I think is the best like level 1 move in the
game.
Yeah,
it hurts.
It's so strong.
You can secure everything pretty much out of the farm with that. Like, you can just steal over and over again.
He is the invade king in lanes. Like, he will take your buffs and not even care.
Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, it just sucks because he'll do that, run into the bush, and you'll just see him there just sleeping, recovering his health again. It's like, oh,
exactly. And he doesn't need to take the XP. So, like, pairing Snorlax with like a Ralts or like a lane, if you get stuck with like lane Cinderace or lane say like lane Cinderace, lane Charizard, lane why can I not think of the frog?
Oh, is it Bulbasaur and Venusaur and Greninja?
Yeah, basically any of those 5-7 Pokemon, like he or even Gibble and Ralts. Snorlax is really good because you can give them all of the last hits, and he doesn't need it. Like, he's still gonna be strong the whole game.
Yeah. He's strong all game.
Yeah, so I agree. He's S tier still. Maybe in the lower S tier, but he's still S tier.
Well, I count myself as a Snorlax main. I use Aurora to climb, but if I'm not playing like jungle, then I would play Snorlax as a tank. So I would say Snorlax is one of the best early game, and still like really good late game. But mid game he kind of suffers because he gets his ultimate at level 10, and he gets his block at like level 8. So by the time you hit level 6 or 7, you do have your slam and you can make plays, but you're more reliant on your team. You are playing like a tank role.
Yeah.
So you can't slam and then block people off immediately. There's some junglers who get their ults at like level 9 and shit. Supports get their shit at level 8. So by the time you're just getting your block, people are still ulting you, and it's not enough to deal with it. So kind of mid game, he's not the worst. He's not bad. He's just kind of like average. And then once he gets his ultimate, it's a wrap. Like, he has his full kit, he's fully unlocked. So I think it's important to say that. Even with that being said, he's still S tier.
Alright.
He's the best defender until Blastoise comes out.
Yeah. The next guy, Talonflame. Alright, when he got buffed, I started playing him a lot. I wouldn't say I'm a main of him, but like I played a lot of him when he first came out. I mean, Rekkas couldn't tell you all that I did a lot of him. From what I did with him, I think if played properly, because the way I would play him is like I'd wait my cooldowns, go in, get a KO, or steal with my fly. I think he's a solid B tier Pokemon, not an A tier. He's pretty strong. Like, he's kind of like, I wouldn't say like Absol in a way, but he can be viable even in the late game. He can steal Pokemon, or he can steal stuff. I mean, he can also do cheesy score builds with him as well, but the way I like to play Talonflame, I would play for like playing with the team and try to steal if I have to steal, or securing buffs, or not buffs, but securing objectives like a Zapdos or a Dreadnought. His fly does an insane amount of damage too, so you can one shot a lot of the carries in the game with that.
Talonflame is one of the Pokemon I rarely see, and I haven't played yet, if I'm being honest. So I have nothing to say with him. Every time I fight him, I beat him, and I like that move that he has, that he kind of like isolates you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's like, yo, 1v1 me kind of thing.
Yeah,
I like that. That's cool.
There's been a lot of times too with my, like, it depends on the Talonflame, I guess, as well. Like, I guess like Mime as well. And Crustle, I think he falls in that category. Because with my Talonflame, if we're trying to score, I'll ult them, the whole enemy team, out of that freaking scoring area, and like that way my team can score for free, and I'll just get out with fly. Plus, I got that movement speed after Unite, so I just ult them away from the score, the what is it, the little scoring base, and then fly away, and I'm free to go while my team scores.
So this is a different take, because I know the game, and like you guys are masters, and even like the pro, not like the pro, but like the high level master tournaments, people always emphasize like fighting and that. I've been dueling with this Talonflame, who does like a Talonflame, like he's made multiple accounts and he's already gotten 2 to master. He scores about 280 every game, between like 250 to 290 every game, because one, Talonflame has the best utility in the game, has terrain, flyer over potential, and is also the fastest scoring. So he has this concept where he is just like, all right guys, you're playing 4v5, just don't do anything too hasty, and I'm gonna score us all the points. And the fact that you can also like push people completely out of the zone. I don't know. I low key think Talonflame could be S tier, but I definitely think it's a viable option, and it's a little bit away from what's meta. I don't know. I think he's really good in the right hands, and it's a different way to play the game.
Yeah.
I don't think he's S tier, but he's a high A tier, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's just like I was saying a little earlier. There's different Talonflame ways, different ways to play. I play Talonflame for the team. Like I'm in a team, like team fight. I'm in the team fights. I'm helping them score. I'm not the one. I mean, I'll score, but I'm getting the picks. I'm pushing them away from the bases so they can score. Like I don't know. I play a different way. I know there's that other way. Your friend probably plays. He plays the scoring type of Talonflame. And yeah, it's just two different ways.
Yeah, it's a different way to play the game, but his results are kind of impressive.
Yeah.
And I like that scoring Talonflame build, just because like the amount of points you can get just on your own scoring about like a minimum 200, and then if you score like a knife for 100, just getting Zapdos, or even just like while your team is like fighting the 45 or whatnot, he's scoring like 100 here, and the team can't do anything about it. You can also push people out of the Zapdos range. I don't know. I think he's really good, and
it's like in the right hands.
It's
like
a different way to play, but I think it's a good Pokemon. I put it in B tier.
Reckless, you got something for Talonflame or nah?
I think he's a B. He's a B tier. He's really good.
He's solid, yeah.
Yeah, he's a solid Pokemon. He does do a lot of damn damage. That fly ability does help a lot.
I mean, you would know. You get flied on.
Yeah, I would get flied on. Just depending on how you play him, that's what estimates the tier.
Yeah.
But all around, he's a B player or a B Pokemon. His ult's really good, especially if everyone's next to a wall too. You can just push them into the wall with your ult. It does a stun basically too. I mean I like that one, Talonflame, but other than that, for like team play, I don't.
Alright, so we'll move on to the Venusaur, the sniper in the game. He's not the worst at all at attacker. He's actually pretty good. I think he's up there with routes. I mean, not routes. Well, for me, I have Gardevoir and Cramorant and B, right? But I think he's above both of them, in my opinion. Just like, I think he's really good now. Like, he wasn't. I don't even think he was that bad before. It's just people were just mad trash talking that guy, man. I felt bad for Venusaur. He wasn't terrible. But his buffs did help a lot for sure. Like, he can do an insane amount of damage. And I've been seeing this new thing where people are trying to start Bulbasaur jungling, and that once he hits 5 and gets that Sludge Bomb, his ganks are pretty nutty.
Yeah, he's actually an A for me. That Sludge Bomb really helps. It slows and also takes off some of the special defense. And then once you get Solar Beam, you hit that Solar Beam, it hits you, and then you get a second hit from that Solar Beam, and it does even more damage. His ult's good, not the best, but it's good enough. I just feel like he's really good at taking your farm if you raise your leaves at the right time. He does get annoying in lane, paired with Snorlax or Slowbro. But people do gotta understand, he is basically like a Ninetales and Gardevoir. He's a special attacker, so if you're trying to go in with attacking abilities, then he's not going to do that for you.
Yeah, mainly poke.
Yeah, he's like, if you're going to Solar Beam Dreadnought Zapdos, cool. But you gotta just make sure like you do get Sludge Bomb, because I've seen people do Pedal Dance and it's just like, yeah, we're gonna lose.
When I saw a Venusaur running pedal dance against me, I was like, okay, you want to fight me? Okay, let's do it. I'm Lucario, but all right, let's go.
Pedal dance just gives you movement speed, and then it does damage, but not as much as Sludge Bomb and Solar Beam together.
Yeah, I totally agree with Reckless here. Like, I low key feel like Venusaur might be eligible for that A tier, if paired with the right duo. Like, if you have something like a Venusaur and a Slowbro, and they were coordinated enough to actually hit you both with that, with that special defense debuff, and then you have someone like a Zera Aura running in to discharge you, or Lucario ready to punch you, that's gonna one-shot you. So like in those niche situations, or those niche comps rather, I think they perform better, like maybe a high A tier instead. Overall for regular solo queue, I think he's strong enough to be an A tier. He has the kit now. Before the buffs, nah man, I put him with Garchomp. I put him in like that C tier, D tier. But,
yeah,
but those buffs really help.
And a lot of people have been sleeping on his third attack, his Vine Whip. That does a lot of damage. Like, and also, I think it's like a 1 second, or it does. When you hit that Vine Whip, it does like the smallest pushback to him. So that kind of like helps in a way, but his third attack it hurts, and that's the only thing like people don't know about Bulbasaur and Venusaur. Like that Vine Whip hurts.
Yeah, it's like a little pull, and it's really good. Yeah, he has like probably one of the best. Like every third attack does something. Passive, like he definitely has one of the best of that.
And it's like a longer range hit too.
And the next dude here is the Wiggly. I really like Wiggly's buffs. I think she's the second best support over Blissey. I think Eldegoss 1. I have Wiggly 2, and then Blissey. I think Wiggly, that she could be a defender, dude. Like she'd be considered a defender. How tanky she is. I put her in a solid mid A. Like she's up there in the A for sure. I see Wigglies and I'm just annoyed already, just because like I hate this thing. The double slap just does so much damage to me, and like her ultimate just keeps her alive. And she's a nuisance.
Willie's not possessed you can't convince me otherwise.
Wiggly is an S. Me not knowing and really seeing or playing a Wigglytuff, going into a Wigglytuff was easy as fuck. Like Wigglytuff is so damn annoying. Even in the beginning when she has defense curl, if she bounces off a wall, she could pop you up twice. Man, this is like, what the hell?
Well, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that tech with her.
Yeah. If you do defense curl and you defense curl into you pop them up the first time, but if you go into a wall and you bounce back to them again, that's another pop up. It's so annoying. And that's why a lot of the times you saw me kill them 1v1 because I got them next to a wall and I freaking popped them up twice and I just slapped them to death. Like it was just that easy. And when she gets sing,
you know what? Yeah, she's S.
when she gets sing and she's in a bush, and you're going into a Dreadnought fight, it's just like it's so annoying, so annoying.
Have you guys ever played against a Wiggly Machamp bot lane?
Well, Reckless and I do something similar. We run Wiggly Lucario top or bot.
Yeah. So they do. Once Wiggly gets Sing and Machamp or Macho gets Submission, it doesn't even matter. You're dead. If Wiggly gets the Sing on you, you're done.
Yeah.
It's a very disgusting combo, and you're not going to be able to move. And they have a lot of control over Dreadnought.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been like playing that lane in the bot lane just to like help secure like early Dreadnoughts. It's being played like in a lot of like competitions. I see like so many TikToks about it, and just people like some like the streamers, like the Pokemon Unite streamers, just getting really mad about it. Yeah, it's a menace, and she's not as good as Eldegoss, but she's up there.
She can be paired with a lot of
for
Pokemon.
No reason.
Yeah, they buffed her defense, special defense, and her HP.
Yeah, she is tanky. Yeah,
And they buffed her Sing and her double slap. Her double slap hurts too.
Yeah,
she is S tier. There's no way.
I just hear Reckless and I just hear the like what?
So Wigglytuff is similar to have you guys ever played the MOBA Brawl Stars?
No, I haven't.
Okay, it's a mobile game from Supercell, and there's a character in Brawl Stars called Daryl, and they pretty much ripped this ability from him, which he's a pretty bad character, but in those close range situations where you're very trapped in walls, like a Zapdos pit or something like that, he's absolutely busted because he can keep bouncing off the walls and you keep knocking up, and the distance is increased and the damage is increased every time you bounce off a wall. So that's really where you want to be, like in those Zapdos like entrances where like there's walls. That's where like Wigglytuff could shine too. So I totally agree with the S tier pick. No matter what move she goes, like she's just so broken.
Alright, the final dude that was really OP when he first came out. I thought he was super strong, and I still think he's super strong. This is TJ's or Puma's right here favorite main right here. I have Zeraora up in the A tier. He's the best speedster in the game, like for sure. He's way over Talonflame, Gengar, and Absol. Like he's the best speedster in the game, hands down. So he deserves to be up there in the A tier, and he is actually still strong with that discharge. And you can run either Spark or Volt Switch, and you're still good.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. If I put out a video today how I got to Masters, and in there I show that I'm trying all these different tanks and trying to play for the team and all this stuff. Nah, I got tired. I picked jungle, I picked Zeraora, and I won every game thereafter in the double digits of damage, triple digits of scoring, and like I would put him in the S tier still. The nerfs did not do enough to stop him, and he really doesn't have any threats ever if you play him right.
Yeah, I mean, in your hands, I'm sure like you already know the ins and out hardcore with this Pokemon, so yeah, like I'm not trying to bash him by putting him in my A tier because I play a little bit of him, not too much. Like probably not as many games as you played, so you probably know like more ins and outs of this Pokemon. Yo, what's up YouTube? Sorry about the video. It was my first time editing, so if it is a little shaky or scratchy, I'm sorry about that. If you have any editing softwares that you know of that are really great, let me know. Leave it in the comments below. And I also want to give a shout out to Puma. He also is a YouTube content creator doing some Pokemon Unite stuff now. And I'll leave his link in the description below. Peace.